Yeah, I
in my
agree.
opinion.
No, absolutely, I agree. So, how often do you listen to music, Dan?
Every day. Every day. I mean, there's probably not a day goes by that I don't listen at least probably 30 minutes a day, at least.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I listen to music all the time. It drives my family crazy at some points. And now I feel like I'm a DJ myself. Like, one thing about being a DJ is playing that right song at the right moment. I do that well. I do that often. And when I feel like I'm not playing the right thing, I will know that. I will hear that. I'll recognize it, and I'll change the song. Um, so that's something that I think if I was on an island, I would drive myself crazy not listening to music.
Island DJ?
Yeah, I would be my own entertainment. That's for sure. That's all I'll say.
Yes. I've been DJing for 10 years, and it changes every time. Like, no matter where you're at, you have to be able to read a crowd. If you can't read a crowd, they're just going to boo you. You have to, like, play something, see how they react.
Are you looking at facial expressions? Or are you looking at body language?
I kind of watch how they, like, so a lot of them will dance in their seat. They never come to the dance floor, but they'll dance. So if they're dancing and they're moving around, they're having a good time in their seat, to me, that's still good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, that's kind of what I watch. And then sometimes they'll just work their way up to the dance floor, and that's what you want. But, it just depends. But that's if they're having a good time listening to what you're doing, then you're on the right track.
Sure. So speaking of audience, how much attention, what kind of traffic do you have for your radio show? How many members, how many listeners?
There's actually a way you can go track it on there. And right now, we grew 1,000 listeners last month, so we're at like 6,000, which isn't hateful. I'd like it to be higher, but it's not easy, trying to do an internet radio. It ain't like regular radio. Tune in, boom, it's on. It's different. You're building the music, you're making it. You got to kind of make it where everybody likes it, but they're not all going to like it, and they can't skip it. So I do specials a lot to try to get people to listen more. Like I'll do a special of like a certain artist and kind of see how many listeners I get during that set to kind of see what kind of listeners I have.
Yeah,
and that kind of helped me grow a little bit with that. It's all over the place. Like I get people who like old country, I get people who like rock and roll, they like classics. So I just kind of watch it and see what's getting the most attention, and those are the more specials that I do. It's kind of toward those, that kind of music and stuff.
Right. Well, that's why you hear the same music on Clear Channel Radio. That music tests well when they sample it or they do surveys. It always comes back to the same music, the same bands: Leonard Skinner, ZZ Top, 103.9, 104.7, 107.7, of course. They're playing the same stuff they've played for 20, 30 years, and then throwing in some new stuff there. So that format is not new, but I feel like I want that. I know I want that to change. I wish it did.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on Alan Freed? He was a American disc jockey. He became internationally known for promoting the mix of blues, country, rhythm and blues on the radio in the United States and Europe, and he made it under the name of rock and roll. He kind of combined all those genres into rock and roll, and then ended up getting in really big trouble for collecting money, payola, for playing music. Did you think that was wrong, that he got arrested for that?
I think it's wrong. I've bought probably a million CDs in my lifetime, and most of my music on my station I paid for. And I took it. It took me probably 5 years to make it an MP3 format to put it on my station.
Okay.
So a lot of people buy a lot of music and they format them themselves, but I think I don't think it was right what they did to him. He's just trying something new, like what I'm trying.
Yep.
What's it going to hurt to get people to listen to different stuff? There's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion.
I don't think anything is wrong with it. Over the last 4 or 5 years, I've discovered for myself how important it is to listen to new things, but also how important it is to have new experiences as you go through life. And I find too often that Americans specifically get in a rut and continue to watch the same shows, maybe even the same episodes, and we're just so comfortable with what we're used to. And I don't think that that's great for society. I don't think that that's good for the soul. And trying new things, not wanting to try new things, I'll say, is based on, I think, fear and being afraid to like new things or what it may do to you when it comes to influence. And we all know the first time we hear something, are we really hearing it? Are we really listening? I mean, it often takes more than one or two times to recognize it and receive it, as your own in a lot of ways.
Yes. I mean, that's the problem with a lot of people who listen to music. They don't really, they listen to it, they don't hear it.
Right.
Like, it's got a good beat.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know what it says. They just like the beat, or they like the guitar riff or something like that. They don't really listen to it. Like, I really listen to lyrics, and a lot of songs will tell you a story. You don't even realize they're telling you a story till you actually listen to them. Like, break it down, listen to it. And, that makes somebody like me and you different from other people, because we just don't turn it on and turn it up loud just to bump around. We actually want to hear it. Mm-hmm. We want to feel it.
Yep.
And I want somebody to touch me. Like, if you can touch me and make me get chill bumps, to me, you've done something great. And we need more of that in this world. And people they turn it on. Oh, it's got a good beat. Let's dance. No, that's not really what it's about. It's about touching people.
Yep.
It's about people feeling what you're feeling. And helping people through hard times and showing people you go through the same things they go through in life. That's what music's about to me. In my sense, but not everybody looks at it that way.
Yeah, some people just listen to the beat. Some people just listen to the vocals. I could tell you, even in my family, which person listens a certain way. Like my dad, he listens to the guitars, the first thing that he hears. But as an artist myself, I think it's cool to listen to something and hear somebody and get to know who they are through that song. And you're like, oh man, this guy's pretty sweet, Like, I mean, I could totally hang out with this guy, Or how clever was that? I wouldn't have thought to do that.
Yes.
So it's all really good stuff. Yeah. Alan Freed, he was somebody that I always heard about, and I thought, well, this is corrupt. This isn't right. I mean, payola still happens today, and people don't get arrested. So it drives me crazy.
I mean, it may go as a sense of YouTube. I mean, you can go on YouTube and find anybody, listen to it, download it for free. Yep. I mean, how's that fair?
Right.
How's that fair?
Right.
I mean, and we've probably all done it. We've probably all got on YouTube. There's little tricks how you can steal it off there,
mm-hmm.
or you just put it into your playlist on YouTube. You go to work, you hit your YouTube playlist, you're playing it. You ain't paying for it, but you're listening to it for free. I mean, what's any difference in what he did? You may have country on there, rock on there, hip hop on there, all different genres of music that you didn't pay for, but you're listening to it every day, and it's free. It's no different.
No,
to me, no different than what he did.
It's not. I think we talked about pirate radio last time, how they were taking ships out into the ocean and then pumping airwaves back to the Europe and the UK. And BBC was going crazy when that was going on. But there are some bands that wouldn't have been noticed today if that didn't happen. Like, I know, for example, The Who, what was the song that they did? Can't Explain. Can't Explain got pumped into that programming, and that was what got them popular. That was like one of their first hits. So, The Who.
Yeah, I look at it. I mean, is that something good came out of it? I mean, it's like I said, music is tough, man. Some people it comes easy to, and some people they have to grind and just grind, and they never actually make it.
Yeah.
But the music is great. They just, I don't know, they just kind of fall flat on their face, and it's tough, man. It's just, I feel bad for people who put the time in, and you write songs, and you play it, it's good. You just don't get no credit for it, and it's tough.
Yeah, I think about all the artists that are like 10 times better than me that also haven't gone anywhere. Because frankly, it's happened to me. That's the position that I'm in, and I do think about other people, and I know that there are hundreds and thousands of people that have more skill than I do. I know how to execute. I've got a good work ethic. I've studied. I have background in this industry. So I've definitely worked hard at it. Like you said, some people don't even have to work hard at it at all, and they go nowhere, and they're never heard. And it depresses me, and I want to try to do something about it, and that's one of the reasons I'm really enjoying our conversation today. And anybody that listens and wants to chime in and has an idea, or wants to execute an idea, like putting a website together, reach out to me, reach out to Dan for sure.